Okay, there we go. I thought about it, and I have no excuse to not open with Umineko tonight. I have no good reason. So I'm gonna do it. I got a hair on my webcam. I'm picking bugs out of your monkey for ASMR. Okay, sorry. I can't help but make those jokes. Okay. So. A bit of housekeeping. I removed some of the redeems. I got rid of the manual shitty trial ones. It's just a random one left now because it clutters the menu a lot less, which I think is good. I think that's actually all the housekeeping I really had to do. Yeah, I didn't need to make a big deal of that at all. Okay. So moving on. We're like 2/5 or so of the way, I think, through Angie's Professor Layton game. I like this song, by the way. This is actually nice. It's not like one of the cool songs, but I like it for different reasons. It's one of my favorite episode 8 songs, probably. I don't know why. Before I start, though, hold on. I should do this now instead of later. I gotta put chapstick on. Yeah, thankfully it still functions. It just still picks a random event. The manuals are just disabled. Play Shady Trial. Do your duty and recommend Shady Trial to someone. Friends don't let friends not play Shady Trial. Who should we get a puzzle from next? What about those two? Shana-chan and Kanen-kun? Sure, it looks like a bit of a good fight. Do you need something, Eva-sama? Anji-sama? Don't be stupid, Nei-san. They're asking us for puzzles. My apologies. Shannon was as absent-minded as ever. However, Kenny looked extremely calm and would probably have a well-polished puzzle ready. Okay, I'll go first. Use that time to think of a puzzle, Nei-san. Okay, sorry. So if I'm buying time for Nei-san to think of a puzzle, I'll have to make one tricky enough to keep you stumped for a while. Hi, Ellie. Yeah, you've got guts, kid. Let's have it, shall we? Show us the hardest one you've got. Don't provoke him. I want an easy one. I want a easy one? Yep. Now that I have Eva-sama's permission, allow me to present an insanely difficult puzzle. Leave this to me. I'll solve it. Speaking of puzzles, by the way, I've talked before about that, like, 10-hour-long video by this guy named No More, who debunks the Shikanen... I'm not even going to say theory, I'm going to say truth of Umineko, and presents his own. And I've kind of said, hey, this is pretty cool, good, kind of makes a lot of sense in the past, but I saw someone like, kind of debunk it on Twitter the other day. And maybe it's not as good as I thought. I would like to see a proper full video going over it, debunking it. But that's asking someone to make a 10-hour video response to a 10-hour video to an 8-part visual novel. Someone does it. I want to watch it for sure. I want someone to go over every point he makes and talk about them in detail. But it kind of got me thinking, like, I agreed with a lot of the points he made, you know, beforehand. I didn't think that his truth, which I'll just stay, was Rosa is Beatrice, George and Nando are the accomplices. That's what this guy thinks is the truth, instead of what Ryukishi 7 says. As much as I agreed with his points, I didn't really agree with the final conclusion. Just out of personal, I don't know, I thought Shikanen was, you know, alluded to more and presented better. But it kind of got me thinking about how much just presentation can, like, change your mind on something. Like, seeing something get shot on Twitter, like that, I think you automatically assume that the original is bad. It's hard to separate, like, judgments, you know? I still think the theory is worth visiting, just with, you know, an objective lens, I guess, like, look at stuff. Someone was saying that it was partially based on some mistranslations, but they couldn't cite sources for that, or they didn't, I guess. Maybe they could, but they didn't. But I'm interested in seeing those. Umineko has this whole thing where it refers to people and humans differently, and apparently the video used some of that for its main points regarding the number of people or humans, I forget which, whatever, on the island. And apparently the old translation was less consistent about that. So I'd love to hear more details about that. Anyway, Kanen's puzzle. A scholarly king once decided to give out prizes to the learned people of his land. The one who won the copper prize got 29 gold coins. The one who won the silver prize got 47 gold coins. The one who won the gold prize got 79 gold coins. So how many gold coins were given to the one who won the platinum prize? Okay, so is this a math puzzle? Or is it not a math puzzle? Let's look at this. Let's think about this. First of all, I don't see any way that this could be like a Japanese number reading puzzle off the top of my head. Copper is do, and there's no way to get that from 29. And we got gin and kin here. It's not really the same kind of thing. The syllables don't line up at all. So is it math. So we have an increase of 18 here. Then we have an increase of 32? Yeah, 32. So a difference of 14 between them. So if we were to continue on with that, we do plus, wait, what did I say? 18, 32? So we do 46, but nothing here equals 79 plus 46. Without even doing the math, I can tell that because there's nothing that ends in 5 here. So I wonder. Maybe we should see what Ava says. Because I don't really know where to go here. I'm just trying to think, like... wait, are these square roots? No, 47 is, wait, no, 47 maybe. Hold on, are these square roots? There's definitely more square roots in there, like 31 is, sorry, a prime number, I mean. I assume platinum's higher than gold. I don't know. I was assuming as much, at least. That's usually, you know, how it is in, like, ranks in video games and stuff. I guess that's maybe a bad thing to equate it to, but that's what I think of, kind of. Like, your rank, platinum's typically above gold. Of course, usually bronze instead of silver, but, you know, point stands. It's not relevant that they get gold coins for all of these, right? I don't really think it is in particular. It's just kind of funny that the gold overlaps with the gold prize and gold coins, but whereas being asked about platinum here, so I don't know why that would be the case in particular. But yeah, let's see. Are these prime numbers? 29 is a prime number. 47, I think, is a prime number. 45 isn't, but 47 is. I think 79 is too, right? So is this like... we jump up a certain amount of prime numbers or something? I'm gonna get a list of prime numbers. List of prime numbers. Let's see. 47. Yeah, 29, 47, and 79 are prime numbers. So between them, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it can't be this. There's 4 prime numbers between 29 and 47, and there's 6 prime numbers between 47 and 79. So if we say that's some kind of pattern and we want to do 8 prime numbers or something like that, that'd be too high for this. So I'm stumped. I don't see where to go here, so I think let's see what Ava says. I'm also, of course, interested in seeing what this is in Japanese. But to trigger that, we need to, like, go over to Ava anyway, because of how the programming works. So let's see what Ava says. The number of coins are really different and kind of weird. Wait a second, Canon-kun. What are you thinking? There's no way she'll be able to get this one, right? This is just to buy time until Nathan can think of a question, so forgive me. Thank you. I thought of a question. Understood. Now then, Eva-sama and Anji-sama. I'll give you a hint. Copper is 29. Silver is 47. Wait, is this just the table of the elements? Fuck you, Canon. Hold on. God damn it. Table of the elements. Periodic table. It's just that. It's just that, isn't it? I don't know those offhand. I have to go look. I'm not just gonna look up which one platinum is, but I will look on the table myself. Can I get one of these that's big enough for human eyes to see? Thank you. Alright. Can I get one that's not a WebP? Please? Is this show on stream? It does. Okay. All right. I'm gonna be looking at a larger copy of this, but feel free to look along with me. So let's see if this is the case. So copper is 29. So let's see. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Cannon's just being a bully. This isn't a puzzle, Cannon. This is just bullying. This is just bullying a child who isn't gonna learn this until high school. Silver is gonna be 47. Yep. I didn't know silver was AG. I forgot that. Gold is 79. Yep. Alright, where's platinum? I don't know what platinum is offhand. Let's see. I'm just gonna skim through this and see if I can find it on my end. I could just check the numbers in the game, but I wanna look through. Astatine, mercury. Oh, platinum 78. It's 78. Okay, there we go. Alright. I didn't even need his hint, really. I didn't need his hint. I guess Ava's hint was, it was too hard. Okay, yep. That's wrong. Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, let me remove that. It is literally impossible. No, it's okay. I'll answer. I'll answer. It's C. It's 78. Correct. Also, Monteva, why? Why is it 78 coins? If platinum is better than gold, then why does gold get more coins? The number of coins you get is always the same as the atomic number of the prize. Copper is 29, silver is 47, gold is 79, and by the way, platinum is 78. So the platinum prize gets you 78 gold coins. Monteva, you're incredible. I'm 5 years old, and what is this? She's actually 6? I'm 6 years old and I don't understand. Dad once told me that Aunt Ava was an enthusiastic studier and really smart even back when she was in school. Even George Oni-chan, her son, is smart, so Aunt Ava must really be incredible. Still, that was a pretty nasty riddle to choose. You should have at least given one that Angie could understand. You did give me permission to show her the hardest one I've got. That's right, you said it yourself. That's where we had a puzzle that was too hard for me. Is it my fault? Sorry, Angie-chan. But look, we got a medal, so please forgive me. We got another medal. Just how many have we gotten so far? But we still have a lot left to get. Next up is Shannon. How many medals do we need to enter Frantic Factory again? Like 15? 20? Yeah. Mine isn't that hard, so you can relax. After all, you managed to think it up. You're making fun of me. Then do what you want. Then do you want to have a go at it too, Cannon-kun? Bring it on. It sounds like you'll be able to understand it this time, Angie-chan. I'll stick to giving hints again. Okay, I'll do my best. I'll solve it. Another medal for me. Let's go then. Listen carefully. Alright, what do we got here? W's white chocolate. P's pepper jack cheese. Okay, is this just letters, or is this a trick question? Let's see. Is there any way this could be a trick question? I don't really see a way that this could be a trick question. Do I just answer B and not read too deep into it, I hope? I mean, I'm skeptical. I mean, it's not like lemonade is from oranges. It's not like this takes the last letter of it or anything. Let's just hit this one and see what happens. We answer C because it's what it starts with. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens. What do you think? Giving up? What about you, Cannon? Couldn't we mean giving up? Is that wrong? I don't get it. I think I almost do, but... Yeah, I almost know what all the groups mean, but I can't figure out that last step. Tastes? Okay. Okay, so I'm apparently wrong? I mean, I think my answer was fair and correct. You can't just say, oh, it's actually the other answer. It's a different answer instead. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I accidentally hit Ask Aunt Ava instead? I meant to click this. I did, right? I did. Is she saying I got it wrong here? Hold on. They're saying it's tastes. Let's see. How can we get tastes from this? There's no taste that begins with O. There's no taste that begins with A. Let's see what Ava says. I mean, I feel like watery. I feel like mine follows a pattern. Yeah, I think it's valid enough. I don't get it. What do the letters mean? Could it be the first letter of each word? That's a natural assumption, and it lines up. There's no reason it couldn't be. Wait, no, wait, Lemonade's O? Can I literally just not read? Hold on. Did I literally just not read? How did I skip over Lemonade being O? Wait. Well... I mean, I guess you could make like a sour O face if you drink lemonade, but that doesn't really line up for that because I don't think you can really make your mouth into the shape of a P. So let's see. What else could this be, maybe? No, I'm sure the puzzle probably makes sense. Let's see. How can we equate these together? I mean, maybe I'll see what Aunt Ava says, after all. I mean, yes, I clearly misread. I don't know. Okay, I'm dumb. I need more caffeine, apparently. I'm open to hearing thoughts. So, let's see. How could any of these make sense in particular? Why is O lemonade? Lemons are round like an O, but again, pepper jack cheese I don't think is in the shape of a P. White chocolate isn't in the shape of a W, so it's not shapes. Aunt Ava said something about taste, I didn't read the entire hint. Anchovy pizza isn't like acidic or anything. I don't think there's any taste really associated with these letters in particular anyway. You know, I get tastes like sweet, sour, salty, spicy, bitter. Those are kind of the tastes, according to Pokemon Gen 3. And, you know, I trust Game Freak with my life. I'm only going to live another 2 years, by the way. If that's true. Let's see what Ava says. Let's read this properly. I don't get it. What do the letters mean? Could it be the first letter of each word? That's what I thought at first. White chocolate starts with W, pepper jack starts with P, and anchovy starts with A. But then how do you explain lemonade being O? Do you get it? If it's about letters, spelling out big words like that is hard. You don't need to know how to spell any hard words. If you and Ava Summer work together, I know you'll be able to solve it. Don't you have any more hints? I do. I'll teach you the letters for some other foods. First watermelon is W. For P, how about picante potatoes? Albacore tuna is an A. Orange lime sherbet would probably be an O. Okay. Okay, well you need to tell me some that aren't the same letters because that doesn't help. It really does sound like the first letter is the key, but then how do you explain lemonade being O? I love W foods. Cookies and cake are W, right? That's right. So it isn't the first letter after all. What's going on? Is the W group about desserts? But watermelon isn't a dessert. P is picante potatoes and pepper jack cheese? A is anchovy pizza and albacore tuna? O is lemonade and orange lime sherbet. Just what are these groups? I don't know either. I sort of get it, but I sort of don't. It's a little annoying. One last hint. I'm sure your parents don't let you drink coffee, but you know how it's supposed to taste. Bitter, usually? I had a little once. I thought it was going to be sweet, so I was really surprised. I'll never drink it again. Oh, I've got it. Angie-chan, thank you. Thanks to you, I probably figured it out. I mean, I tried B for bitter, but that's not it. But again, like, these don't really make sense. Lemonade would be sour. Oh, it's the second letter. So sour, S-O, salty, S-A, S-W for sweet, and spicy for pepper jack cheese. I see. Okay. Okay. Alright, so bitter means I. D. Okay, I got it with a hint. See, Angie-chan? Think about the tastes of all these foods. How does white chocolate taste? Sweet. And what about pepper jack cheese? Spicy. I don't actually know what that tastes like, but I figured it out eventually. Then how about anchovy pizza and lemonade? I see, so that's what it is. Anchovies are salty, lemonade is sour. So what is it? Do the letters match the tastes? That's right. The second letter of sweet is W. I bet this is totally different in Japanese. The second letter of spicy is P, yada yada yada. So it's black coffee tastes like? Bitter. Exactly. And the second letter of bitter is... Wait, when did you drink coffee? Nice job. You got it right, Ewasawa. Anji-sama. Aunt Ava, you're so awesome. We had to work together to solve that one. It's a team effort. And here is my medal. Please take it. Alright, I got another medal. Thanks. You didn't get it, did you, Canon-kun? I'll bet it was hard. Not bad coming from you, Nei-san. Why don't you try saying sorry for making fun of you? If you don't, I'll make all your meals O and I. Sour and bitter. O is one thing, but eating I all the time would be awful. I want to eat W all the time. Carefully, you'll get cavities. But if you ever come to my house to play, I'd be more than willing to share. Yay, I love you, Aunt Ava. In the end, Canon caved under the threat of I cooking and was forced to apologize to Shannon. I guess that was a clever puzzle? It was mean. That's all for our puzzles. Did you enjoy them? Yeah, thanks. It seems the others still have some brain twisters waiting for you. Please be careful. Good point. Everyone left looks like there'll be a challenge. But we'll win. We can do it if we work together. That's right. Let's combine our wits and move on. Goodbye, and good luck. There probably is a puzzle tier list for, like, Professor Layton. Watching me play Layton would be a very frustrating experience. I think this is bad enough. I'm not good at riddles in particular. Which is what I've struggled with a lot of these. It's embarrassing. Shannon and Ken returned to the kitchen with a serving cart. The dining hall was filled with such an exciting and fun atmosphere, but out here in the corridor, one was reminded of the fierce winds and the rain. But they were satisfied with this. The whole point of this noisy farewell party was to forget the loneliness of the rain for just a little bit. So we've reached the end of this long game. I feel relieved. Finally, we won't have to be toys for anyone else. I'd like to be quietly forgotten, to get covered with dust and vanish. You're wrong. We aren't going to vanish like that. In the world locked inside the cat box, our future will continue, unknown to anyone. You're right. Sorry. That's a world that even we can't know about, so I forgot. So what kind of future will we make for ourselves in the cat box world? I don't know. That's why it's called a cat box. Good point. Don't you have any regrets, Nei-san? About George-sama, for instance? Receiving that ring is all you can do for George-sama. As for marriage, living together, and all the rest, our future inside the cat box is what will make all that come true, isn't it? I'm not the only one. It's the same for you, right? What about a future for you and my lady Jessica? I could break off my engagement with George-sama, then leave the island and disappear. That future is also possible for me. In that world, you wouldn't have to hesitate for my sake. You could enjoy your youth to the fullest with my lady. If you gave up on your engagement with George-sama, that sort of world might be possible. So, since it's a cat box, the world where I spend my life with George-sama, and the world where you spend your life with my lady, can both exist at the same time. It's a world where any contradicting dreams can exist at once. Yep, this was covered in Chapter 5. In the trial. I saw someone play this again just a few days ago. That represents the alternate future where he's the man from 19 years ago. Which of course we know is wrong, but Erica can disprove it, so both that and the Natsuki killer possibility exist at the same time. That's the world to be put away in as pieces. So there's no need to be lonely, no need to be sad. Even though the me here, right now, can only observe the part where it's sub George-sama's ring. The other me, who lives in the cat box, in a world I cannot witness, will surely build a happy life in the future. The cat box is such a strange thing, a place where any pieces and toys and dreams can be kept. It's no cage sealing us in. On the contrary, being inside the cat box means being free from everything in countless worlds. A world where we're freed from everything, and yet where all of our wishes come true. However, the me in that world won't be the me here and now. That's a bit depressing. Hey, Canon-kun? Yes? Let's do it. Do what? Let's have a duel. Are you sure? We both wish we'd settled this much sooner, and yet we put it off until the last moment, just before the game is going to end. Sure. The game is nearly over anyway. Now, at the very end, it's time for us to settle things by ourselves. That way, we'll be able to see our future before we're put in the cat box. Sure, let's do it. How will we decide it? A coin? With pistols again. In that case, why don't we have our own quiz tournament? Huh? You're really getting into this. Okay then, first question. And they just have fun on their own. Hehehe. I'm gonna give Angie a really hard one. I'll trick her with my extra hard puzzle and make sure she never gets my medal. I'll solve it. I'll definitely solve it. As soon as Maria and Angie crossed gazes, they started fighting. The two girls, so close in age, were really good friends, but they also fought a lot. Especially when they were opponents in a game. Maria-chan probably knows tons of different quizzes. This should be interesting. Let's have it. She's just gonna give us one out of a book. Hehe, not now. I'm the star, so I'll go after Mama. Really? You're sure it's okay for me to go first? Yeah. What if Rosa gives the one that Mario wanted to give because they've read the same book? Ready? Hehehehe. Alright. Her Kenjima is about to explode. There's only 1 hour left until the explosion. Rosa can make it to the stack of ingots in the underground VIP room in 3 minutes. However, the ingots are heavy, so she can only carry it one at a time. Furthermore, it takes her 5 minutes to carry it up to the surface. She starts at the surface and goes back and forth between the surface and the underground VIP room. So how many ingots can Rosa carry out of the underground VIP room? Okay, is this just math or is there something funny here? Okay. So it's 8 minutes per ingot. 3 minutes in, 5 minutes out. This isn't about her getting off the island, it's about her getting out of the VIP room with the ingots. So if we just divide, 60 by 8, we can only do 7 ingots. 56. Unless there's some kind of trick here. Unless the game's being funny. The game is probably being funny. Trying to think like how this could potentially go wrong. It's gonna be like, oh ho ho, she can carry as many if she wants, if she just goes into the Kuodorian tunnel instead, because that's not the VIP room anymore. She can go there in 1 minute. But that's not an answer here. So it doesn't say she has to escape. It asks how many she can get out of the VIP room. So let's just go with the natural answer and just do 7 ingots. Huh? Why is that wrong? Yeah, see? There's always some kind of silly trick to it. Alright, Rosa. Let's see what Ava says. Let's go for the hint. I don't know why that's wrong either. There's some kind of trick that I don't see. I guess you don't need a hint for this one. You're right. I made it for Angie-chan. It's probably a bit too easy for you, Nei-san. An hour 60 minutes and it takes 8 minutes for each round trip. Good luck. I know you can solve it. I will give you a hint this time. Really? Okay, let's check it out in Japanese. I don't think that's gonna really help though in particular. Looks like it's the exact same puzzle if I had to guess. I always forget that they write like Rosa's name in kanji. It's so silly looking. It really is. I don't see any room for like word tricks or anything in particular. I don't know. Okay, let's switch the language back. And I'm just gonna get it wrong and see what they say and then go back and get it right, because I have no idea. Anyone have any ideas how... Oh, I guess that doesn't quite work. There we go. That's fine. Any ideas to why 7 ingots is wrong? 7 times 8 is 56. I don't think my math is that bad, Times 10 is 80, times 5 is 40, so plus, 16, 8 times 2, 56. I can mental math. I mean, it doesn't mention anything about time to rest, Logically, you just go with the rules. VIP room. Ingots are heavy. Back and forth between the surface. Starts... She starts at the surface, which is fine. So 3 minutes in, 5 minutes out. It's not like she starts in the VIP room or anything. So you don't need to factor that in particular. So, like, after she gets out with the last one, that's 56 minutes in. I see. So it's 8 ingots. Because if Rosa goes back down, she has 1 minute to start carrying it up to the surface. It doesn't say how many she has to get up to the surface. It's just she has to get them out of the VIP room, I guess. So she'll get blown up on the stairs leading to the surface, I think, is what it's saying. Because you'll end up, you know, when she picks up the last ingot, that's 59 minutes. And then she'll have 1 minute to try to get out and fail. So let's go with E. I think that's what this is. 8 ingots. Are you sure? It takes 8 minutes to carry each ingot to the surface, right? 8 times 8 is more than 60. That's right. But the question was, how many can she carry out of the room? Rose only has to take 1 step out of the room to carry it out. So stupid. Nice going, Hanji-chan. You've really played Professor Layton, I guess. All those puzzles have really warmed you up good. That's right. To do 7 trips you need. Okay, alright. I'm not reading the math out. I've talked about the math for 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Time. Not bad, Angie. Nice one. Ooh. I'm not gonna lose to you, Mario Ne-chan. Congratulations. Here's my medal. Now you can try the puzzle Mario picked out just for you. I knew you were the mean aunt. Aunt Rosa. You've confirmed it. So it's finally my turn. You took so long in Mama's easy puzzle that I got a little worried. There's no way you'll ever solve this one. Got to Aunt Ava with me, and we'll solve it together. Hehe, impossible, impossible, impossible. Even Aunt Ava can't solve this one. Wolves and sheep puzzles are incredibly hard. From her handbag, Mario pulled out a wolves and sheep puzzle book that was worn out, well used, and had a majestic feel to it like a grimoire. I'm actually not very good at these. You know what a wolves and sheep puzzle is, right? I know. You show me these all the time. Another wolves and sheep puzzle. They're puzzles about using a boat to take everyone from one shore of a river to another. They usually have a few bizarre rules. When there's wolves and sheep, you can't let the number of wolves on either shore get bigger than the number of sheep, right? Yeah, that's right. Send a boat back and forth, moving everyone to the other side while making sure there are never more wolves than sheep. But the ones with just wolves and sheep are the simplest, easiest, plainest beginners' basic practice puzzles. When you get to the higher levels, you have many things other than wolves and sheep. The purple tiles disinfect you, so you don't smell like lemons anymore. It's pretty clever. Should we write this down on a piece of paper? Good idea. That'll definitely make it easier for you to sort out your thoughts. Sounds like this puzzle's going to be a handful. There's no way you're getting my medal, Angie. Hehehe. I won't lose. I'm not gonna lose. Alright. Look at all that text. You must use a 2-passenger boat to carry each person to the opposite bank of the river. On the new bank, there is a peasant, his wife, a shepherd, a sheep, a cow, some meat, and some vegetables. All of these count as 1 passenger on the boat. The boat can only be rowed by the peasant, his wife, or the shepherd. If the wife is with the shepherd while the peasant isn't around, they'll run away together. If the shepherd is near the meat when both the peasant and his wife are not around, he'll eat it. If the sheep is near the vegetables when the shepherd isn't around, he'll eat them. If the cow is near the vegetables when none of the humans are around, he'll eat them. It's a lot of trouble to unload the meat, so once it's been unloaded once, it can't be unloaded again. The vegetables are easily bruised, so they can only ride on the boat once. Can you achieve the objective in the smallest number of steps? I mean, nowhere does it say this is actually a fail state if, like, something gets eaten. Right? It doesn't say what the well, no, it does say the objective requires getting everyone over. Actually, yes. You must carry each person to the opposite bank. And, you know. Well, each person. There's passenger and person, so this is almost like a human and person puzzle. If you only have to carry the people across, we only need to do, like, 2 steps, right? Right? Have I seen it this time, or am I reading too deep into it? That's why I hate riddles. Because sometimes you think you're clever, and the game is like, no, you weren't supposed to see that. We just weren't consistent with our writing. Okay, so all you have to do, we only have 3 people. So you take the peasant and his wife across, you send the peasant back over, then you do the peasant and the shepherd across, and bam, you're done. We don't give a shit about anything else. We don't care. We're fine. That's not part of the rules, right? The shepherd gets to eat the meat, we don't care. So less than 10 steps. This really is a nasty problem. Can it really be solved? Okay, so you're saying that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay. See? Play riddles suck. I think I'm clever and I see the gotcha moment beforehand, but it's not the right gotcha moment. There probably is a gotcha moment in here. Are you supposed to actually solve this? I feel like you're not. I feel like it's probably impossible or something. If I wanna, I'm gonna see what Octavia says before I go opening up MS Paint and drawing a diagram. But wait a second. Whoever heard of a puzzle with such complicated rules? Did you only know about the ones with wolves and sheep? It's got lots of complicated puzzles that you've got to deal with in different ways. See? You don't get it either, right, Angie? Hehehe. Please give me a hint. You have to organize your thoughts carefully. Only the 3 humans can row the boat. Then you have to memorize all the things to look out for. While the peasant is away, you can't leave his wife with the shepherd. While the peasant and his wife are away, you can't leave the shepherd with the meat. When the shepherd is away, you can't leave the sheep with the veggies. You also need someone to watch the cow, but any of the humans can do that. Still, I guess the meat is the real key to the whole thing. Ah, I see. You can put it on the boat again once you take it off, but that doesn't mean you can only take it across once. That's right. The veggies really can make only one trip, so once you've sent them across, you can't get them back. Why would you want to get them back? But as long as you don't take the meat off the boat, you can take it back and forth as much as you want. Why would you want to take it back and forth as much as you want? What's the point? It's so complicated. Even after thinking about it, I don't get it at all. I'll have to write it down and sort out our ideas. Do you want a pen and paper too, Angie-chan? Impossible, impossible, you'll never solve it. If only you just give up. Thinking is a waste of time for the incompetent. Hehehe. Can this really be solved? Don't tell me there's actually some contradiction that makes it unsolvable. Ooh, who knows? Hehe. I mean, if this is directly taken from a book, that'd be really mean. Let's just see what happens if we say something else, like it can't be solved. Because I don't want to have to think about this. Hehe. Wrong. You can't even do this one. You suck, Angie. Ouch. Maria, show some manners. I thought so hard before getting that answer, but Mario and H just burst out laughing. After broke off when Aunt Rosa hit her, but then she was grinning again. I don't get it at all. What's the difficulty level for this one? Just about 20 pick rats, I guess. Shut your mouth. Lots of the puzzles in this book are much, much harder. I don't know what a pick-a-thing is, but apparently even this puzzle doesn't count as a hard one for Mario and H-chan. Okay, so we are supposed to solve it, but we get, like, different dialogue? Okay. So there's different kinds of dialogue, depending on what you say. It's not necessarily the same thing. I want to see what happens if I go further into the less than 10 steps dialogue. This really is a nasty problem. Can it really be solved? Is there some kind of trick to it, like throwing things into the river and then using the boat? Or making the cow eat the vegetables so they can be carried as one passenger? Well, who knows? If that's as far as you can go, maybe you should give up, right? Maybe this is correct, and maybe Angie just has to, like, chime in here. This one's really hard. Even Mama couldn't solve it, but I solved it on my first try. So do you get it? How many trips does it take to get every person across? Yeah, 3. This isn't a cheap trick or a riddle, right? There's no way you can solve this straightforwardly, right? No, that's not true. I'm sure you'll get it, Nason, smart as you are. How many trips does it take to get every person across? Okay, I was right. I was right. It didn't immediately tell me I was right. I've got it. 3 trips. Huh? 3? How? It's easy. The peasant and his wife get on the boat, then the wife gets dropped off on the other side in the first move. Then the peasant takes the boat back across in the second move. Then he crosses with the shepherd in the third move. But what about the cow and the sheep? What about the meat and the vegetables? But Teva, it's said to take every person across, right? Those other things aren't people. Huh? Ah. As Teva's mouth popped open, out Rosa started applauding. Okay, so I got one. Good. I wasn't sure if the game was happy with it or not. Mario and H-chan joined in. That's right. The question just asked how many moves it would take to move each person across. The animals and luggage never had anything to do with it. They only got it because you kept saying every person over and over again, Mama. Ooh. Aunt Rosa had probably said it so much as a sort of hint. Without that, even I wouldn't have figured it out. Come on, I was totally taken in. That was a mean question. Go on, Mario, give Angie-chan her medal, and apologize while you're at it. Ooh. Whining like an unhappy dog, she reluctantly handed the medal over. I grabbed it and started jumping around like a happy dog. That's kinda mean. As Mario and H-chan smiled at me from behind, her face was bright, just like a big sister's. Hooray. That's the end of our riddles. Let's play again sometime, okay? Umineko DLC novel where it's just more riddles. Next time, I'll have a really nasty puzzle that's even harder. Well, it's so hard that even I couldn't solve it. No way, I'm not playing with Mario Ne-chan anymore. Look, Angie-chan, your parents are waving at you, so let's go. See you later, Rosa. Sure, later, Angie-chan. There aren't too many people left with puzzles for you. Keep it up until the end, and make sure you keep cheering her on, Ne-san. Of course. We got all these medals by working together, right? Yeah. We dashed away. Dad and Mom are waving at me from over there. I'm sure they've thought up some mean problems. Still, they have to be easier than Mario Ne-chan's. I hate Mario Ne-chan, she's such a meanie. I agree. Bad part of the family. Uryu, you bullied her too much with that puzzle. Well, I wanted to play with Angie a lot. If it was an easy one, she'd solve it right away, right? I should have looked at it in Japanese, because I could have, like, 100% confirmed with, like, the word difference that it really was that. But I thought because everyone... Again, like, it didn't tell me I was right away, so I figured I was wrong. I misread the situation. Misread the room. I failed the social check. You really love Angie, don't you? I hate her. She made fun of you and called you a stuffed animal. Mori pouted as she said this, but her expression didn't match her words at all. I hope Angie finds happiness. I'm sure she will. After all, look at all the people here wishing for her happiness. And now Bowler's the game master, and he set up this final game just for Angie. After all this, there's no way she won't be happy. Still, even though anyone can make happiness appear, you can only ever grasp it for yourself. That's right. That kid is really bad at finding fragments of happiness. Even though we tried to teach her how, she's been covering her ears for 12 full years. This game might be much harder for Angie than Battler thinks. I'm sure Angie will find happiness. Yeah, if she really does enjoy herself at this party, that itself might be the greatest lesson we can teach her now. Episode 8 is just therapy for Angie. Angie is the girl who doesn't believe and says that everything is a trick, no matter what magic is shown to her. 12 years in the future, that girl will become the last person to inherit Beatrice's name. At one point in time, that kid understood my white magic. Yeah, and she understood me too. She even summoned all the 7 sisters and understood magic itself. And yet she still can't use magic on herself. Let us believe. Where did you come from? Oh, she is just here, isn't she, actually? Just as Battler did once in the past. Beato. It is easy to cast magic on others, and believing in other people's magic is not so difficult. The hardest thing is casting magic on yourself. Is that something Angie can do? She can. Even Battler managed to understand magic. Of course, his little sister will be able to do the same. You're right. There are some kinds of magic that we can only see when we're kids, and there are some that only adults can understand. Right now, Angie is between the two of those. She's lost the magic of children, but she has yet to understand the magic of adults. It's the most painful period of one's life. It's so sad that she didn't have anyone close to her at a time like that. That's not true. We're always by that kid's side. She just doesn't believe it. Angie, please, realize that quickly. There are so many people smiling at you from behind, watching over you. If you just turn around, we'll be able to smile so much more, and talk to you so much more. You're Angie Beatrice, the final witch of marriage sorcery. Even if you aren't able to do the right thing in the end, I pray that you can at least enjoy yourself tonight. Have fun, Angie. So long. The time we spent together feels so long, yet so short. Even so, for me, those memories are eternal. That's definitely worth getting the extra dialogue. How's it going, Angie? Did you get a ton of medals? I wonder how many it is now. Me too. Let's count them later, okay? It seems you've been given quite a few puzzles already. Yeah. Once I get your puzzles, I think only the cousins are left. Is that so, huh? Alright. Time to take a shot at Mom and Dad's puzzles. I'll warn you, they're gonna be hard. Everyone says the same thing, but we just keep on solving them. Yeah, we'll get those medals together. That's the spirit. Okay, I guess I'll go first. Alright, what do we got here? There were 3 girls. Miyako, I'm the oldest. Satoko, Rika isn't the oldest. Rika, Miyako is a liar. Nipa. Only the oldest of the 3 girls is speaking the truth. So who's the oldest? Miyako, Satoko, or Rika? Okay. So only the oldest is speaking the truth. So, if Miyako says she's the oldest, that's true, then Rika would also be saying she's true. So it can't be Miyako then, right? It was essentially... Well, wait, no. Wait, hold on. I'm bad at these. Hold on. I gotta sort my thoughts. Nipa is almost definitely in the Japanese text. Without even checking, I can guarantee it's there. I thought they would just put in... Okay, so we have 3 possibilities here. We assume that Miyako is telling the truth. Then Satoko would also be telling the truth, so that can't be the case. Because only one can be the oldest. We assume there's no tie. So Miyako can't be the oldest. Satoko. Rika isn't the oldest. I'm the oldest, Miyako's a liar. So then Rika would be telling the truth, because she would be correctly saying that Miyako isn't the oldest. So it has to be Rika. Rika has to be the oldest. Yeah, it has to be Rika. Rika. That's right. Nice job, Angie-chan. Hard to imagine such a smart girl being related to that dolt of a father. Yeah, they're all Higurashi characters. You didn't realize that. Wow, a straightforward puzzle. Yeah, sorry for being a dolt. Nice going, Angie. Did you think of all the combinations? Yeah, if Miyako's the oldest, then what Satoko says is true. Only the oldest person is supposed to tell the truth, so it doesn't make sense. That's right. Then what if Satoko is the oldest? If she is, then Rika would be telling the truth when she says Miyako is a liar, which doesn't work. So Rika has to be the oldest. Good job. Here's my medal for you. Congrats. Thank you, Mom. Her parents actually give her relatively easy puzzles. Rudolph is up next. I wonder what sort of puzzle he has for us. Well, guess I'll do Eliza's puzzle too. Let's crank it up a notch this time. Ugh. Okay. Wonderful. Pin times the text on screen. Nipa. Just lighting a candle. Stinky house. Come on. The wick isn't lighting. Is this layer out? No. There we go. I'm really bad at using lighters. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Candle has been lit. This time, Miyako, Satoko, and Rika are all wearing masks. None of them know who is who. We'll have the right on paper so no one can recognize the voices of the others. Girl on the right. The girl in the middle is Miyako. Whoa, it's burning real bright now. Jeez. I can hear it. That's okay. It's fine. Girl in the middle. The girl on the left is Miyako. Girl on the left. The girl on the right is Satoko. Of these 3, Miyako is speaking the truth. However, Satoko and Rika aren't necessarily lying. So who are the 3 girls from left to right? This seems kind of miserable. None of them even know who's who. Let's see. They're all wearing masks. Okay, how do we go about solving this? Let's see. I mean, we don't... Yeah, this seems weird. Do we have any way to even really... Well, I mean, we know both the right and middle girl can't be telling the truth because they're saying different things. We don't really know anything about the girl on the left saying the girl on the right is Satoko. Like, how do we know that? They don't even recognize each other. Is this some kind of trick? How do any of them even know who anyone except themselves are? I would expect this puzzle would be like a girl stating that they are someone, and that girl would be like the one that you base it around. But they don't know where each other are. So how can we trust any of this info? I don't quite understand this at all. I might need Ava's hints. This doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what we're supposed to use as a basis here. When no one knows who is who. No one is talking about themselves, which is the only info that they should know. I mean... There's no rule against someone saying, like, their own name somewhere else. Well, Oh, no. So, we know Miyako's speaking the truth. So, Miyako has to be the girl on the left, actually. So, the girl on the right said it goes, so... Okay, I see. So, Miyako, Rika, Satoko. E. It's E, I think. Pretty sure it's E. I know who Miyako is. She's on the left. After all, the girls in the middle and the right both say that someone else is Miyako. If they were Miyako, they couldn't lie and say that someone else was Miyako. Yeah, I figured that out at the end. I had a hard time putting it into words, but yes. That's right. Miyako is supposed to be honest. So once someone says that someone else is Miyako, they can't be her. So since the middle one and the right one aren't Miyako, the left one automatically is. And since Miyako speaks the truth, then it's also true that the kid on the right is Satoko. Which means that the only kid left, the one in the middle, is Rika. Perfect. You solved it like it was nothing. Angie, you really are smart like your mom. Dad rubbed my cheek and hugged me. Hooray. At least I got both those ones. It's all for our puzzles. Listen up, Angie. Life will lead you through countless puzzles. Aunt Ava is here to help you now, so it's okay to rely on her. However, you'll have to solve most problems in life by yourself. When that happens, you must remember the advice you've gotten from those who have helped you in the past. Okay, I get it. Dearly, Ibane-san, take care of Angie. Yes, of course. Even though the cousins were the only ones who hadn't given us puzzles, Mom spoke as though I was leaving on a long trip. Weird. Let's go, Angie-chan. The game will be over soon. I wonder what Grandpa will give us for getting all these medals. Me too. Still, we've already gotten many things that are far more wonderful than that prize. Hopefully a hug. Hopefully he gives us a hug. What do you mean? We've all had a lot of fun talking to you like this, Angie-chan. I don't get it. You're weird. I'm sorry. Let's go then. Now all that's left are the cousins and Beatrice, I guess. Beatrice too. Beatrice representation. What is it? Why did you tell me to come over here? Is it something to do with Angie? No, that's not it. Rudolph put a cigarette in his mouth and toyed with his lighter. Though he should have done this easily, he somehow managed to mess up several times. I wanted to take this to my grave. Oh, is this where they reveal it? If this is what I'm thinking of, it's really weird to gate this behind a puzzle, but maybe that's why they made the puzzles easy. If I just kept my mouth shut until tomorrow night, I'd be able to do that. It'd be easy. You remember multiple times, like, Rudolph has said, like, he wanted to talk to Battler tomorrow, and then he dies. And even once, Rudolph said, I might be killed tomorrow night. Well, that wasn't because he knew anything about the murders happening. It's because he was going to reveal something to Battler and Kyrie. And he was, you know, going to metaphorically, you know, be killed because he, you know, everyone would be pissed off at him. I might be killed tonight. That's what I wanted to talk about. I knew it. I knew you were hiding something. Did you? Guess I still need more practice. If it isn't about Angie, then who is it about? You weren't talking about Asumu-san, right? It's about Battler. It comes to the same thing. I've tried to behave as an adult towards Battler-kun, right? Even though he's Asumu's son, I've tried to treat him the same as Angie. I do think of him as a child in our family, so don't worry. He's not just a kid in our family. He's my kid and yours. I'm sorry, but you'll have to let me draw the line there. You don't get it. He's my kid and yours. What? You didn't have a stillbirth. Asumu did. Back then, when I was double timing the two of you, I got myself stuck and couldn't find a way out. You don't mean... Asumu and I were married. You and I were cheating. Then, Asumu had a stillbirth, and you gave birth. My head was a mess with it all. The sin Rudolph committed when his mind was at its most chaotic. Yeah, I mean, he was cheating on Asumu with Kyrie back then. Was to switch the two babies. I was even better off financially back then. I was young, and I didn't give a damn about what lengths I went to. I threatened the hospital while slapping them with money, and switched your kid with Asumu's. If Kyrie had a child, Rudolph would have had to maintain two households. However, if Kyrie had a stillbirth, and the child who survived was Asumu's, that would settle everything. The stillbirth might have even given him a chance to break off his relationship with Kyrie. It was a grave sin, one that simply couldn't be forgiven as an act of youthful enthusiasm and immaturity. And this is why back in, when was it? I think episode 3 or 4, I'm not sure, Battler could not state in red that he was the son of Asumu. Because he's not. But he is still the grandchild of Kinzo. But his actual mother is Kyrie. That's why I should be apologizing to all three of you. I forced Asumu to raise a kid that wasn't hers. That woman wasn't anywhere near as generous and accepting as she looked. There's a chance she figured it out. However, she raised Battler, who loved her as a mother, with all the affection she had. And in Kiria and Battler's case, he had to atone for an even greater sin. He stole every moment of everyday family life that they should have shared as mother and son. Until this very day, Kiria had believed that Battler was Asumu's child. Though she had acted kindly towards him on the surface, she had always kept a distance in her heart between herself and Asumu's son. Finally, Rudolph's conscience had been unable to bear seeing her like that. But he sank into a crouch, unable to speak. Feel free to curse me. In fact, I couldn't complain if you killed me where I stand. That's how horrible my sin against you is. This is a secret I wanted to confess before the cat box closes over us. Battler could. I'm so sorry, Kirie. And to you, Battler. Battler doesn't get to find out. Oh well. And in the end, we have to assume that Kirie never found out either, because the murders probably took place. But there's that. Battler has red hair. I don't know, probably recessive genes or something weird. It's never really touched on. Come to think of it, we've already gone through a ton of puzzles. But yeah, essentially that means that he and Angie are full sisters. Full siblings. They're both Kirie's children. Asumu never had a surviving child. So there you go. Yeah, now there's only Giorgio Nichan, Jessica Nichan, Battler Nichan, and Beatrice left. Oh, they're finally here. We could hardly wait. Thought you might have forgotten about us. Finally, we challenged Giorgio Nichan and Jessica Nichan. Sorry to keep you two waiting. So did you think of some incredibly hard ones for us? We decided to give you one puzzle together. My, even one riddle from this pair sounds challenging. It's a special puzzle we made just for Angie-chan, so good luck. I'll solve it. I'll definitely solve it. Okay, then let's go. Jessica-chan, let's set them out. There you go. They place 3 small, colorful, cute boxes on the table. Solve these Rubik's Cubes. I'm really bad at those. 2 of these are trapped. The other has a medal inside. Angie-chan, do you think you can guess which one has the medal in it? Not without a hint. That would just be luck. That's right. So far, this is just a test of luck with 3 choices. No, it's the Monty Hall problem. I already know the Monty Hall problem. I'm not explaining the Monty Hall problem. George, this isn't a quiz. It really is just a test of luck. The puzzle comes later. Let's continue. Okay, Angie, which of these has a medal inside, do you think? Just say the first one that pops into your head. A red box, a blue box, and a green box. There's no way to know which one it's in. This really is a test of luck. In a way, this is even worse than a hard puzzle. After all, if you solve a hard puzzle, you'll always be right. But in the very beginning, I picked the almond with a 1 in 15 chance. Compared to that, a 1 in 3 chance is 5 times easier to get. There's no point worrying about it. Might as well test my luck again. Then, this one. The red box. Then let's set this box right in front of you. Wouldn't it be great if there was a medal inside? So let's start with a little warm-up. What's the probability of the medal being inside the red box? So he's trying to kind of make it make sense for a child by talking about the probability here. 1 in 3. That's right. If this really is a simple test of luck. Heh. Are you sure, Angie? Are you absolutely sure you're happy with that red box? After all, we're going to make you open it in a second. If it's a trap, it'll be really scary. Jessica Nichan grinned threateningly. Are you happy with the red box? The metal might be in the blue box or the green box. Do you want to change your mind? It's not fair for them to scare me like that, not after I've already made my choice. And I know. All the boxes have the same probability of having a medal in them. Whether I try to open the red box or change my mind and try the blue or green boxes, the probability will be the same. So stick with your first choice as my motto. I'll stay with this red box. I won't change my mind. I'm happy with the red box. I'll bet on it. That's the spirit. But seriously, the traps are terrifying. Why don't we show you just how scary they are? Jessica Nichan laughed creepily, then opened the green box. And then, bang. Pumpkin monsters and ribbon came flying out of the box. It scared me a little. No, that's a lie. It scared me a lot. If that came flying out of the box I opened, right at my face, I might fall to my knees and start crying. Angie, are you sure you want the red box? Something really scary might come flying out, okay? Are you sure you don't want to switch to the blue box? I'm not scared. I'll stick with the red box. You're going a bit overboard, Jessica-chan. So one of the boxes is now gone, and there's only 2 left. This is where the puzzle starts, Angie-chan. You mean which box is the medal in? We have the red box that's been sitting in front of you the whole time, and the blue box here in front of me. Which has a probability... You can't... Do you know how incredibly mean it is to try to explain the Monty Hall problem to a 6-year-old? adults have a hard time wrapping their head around the Monty Hall problem without it, like, explained to them multiple times, usually. That's the puzzle. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. The blue box has a higher probability. Oh, the odds are better for the blue box. And why is that? Well, I just sort of... See, she doesn't get it. So, I'll just let the game explain it. I think it'll do a better job than I could. Think back to the 15-slice cake that you found the almond in. If there was only one almond, the odds of winning were 1 in 15, right? Yeah, 1 in 15. I figured that out when the cake first appeared. I thought that waiting for a lot of people to get wrong ones would make my chances for winning higher. That's technically right, if it's revealed that all those are wrong. But typically that's not what happens. But in the end, no matter when I ate my slice, the odds were still 1 in 15. Still, Angie-chan, what if the servants were also having cake and it started with 20 slices? Huh? What? This is a party, right? It's not fair that the servants don't get any cake, don't you think? So let's say it was originally a 20-slice cake. The servants took out 5 slices, then redecorated as a 15-slice cake and let you choose a slice. If so, what would your chances of choosing the right slice be? If there really were 20 slices, then the chances would be 1 in 20. However, the servants know where the almond is, so they chose 5 slices for themselves that had no almonds. In other words, they removed 5 losing slices. That would mean your chances of winning are 1 in 15, not 1 in 20. They took out losing slices, so the odds would obviously go up. Just now, Jessica-chan did the same thing. Jessica-chan removed one of the 2 boxes you didn't choose. In other words, the odds that the remaining box you didn't choose was the winner went up a bit, right? I sorta get it, but not really. Only George gets it here. If you remove a losing box, it's only natural that your chances of getting the right one go up. And just now, Jessica-chan removed a losing box from the pair of boxes I didn't choose. So it doesn't make sense that my odds of winning with those boxes went up. Now I'm getting confused. Actually, you really are incredible, Angie-chan. Even though you're only 6, you're trying to understand posterior probability, a concept in probability theory. Probability really is interesting. I'm sure you'll like it when you get into high school and college. Go and enjoy studying it all you can. My little head was already filled to the brim. Bewildered, I had to beg Aunt Ava for an explanation. Aunt Ava wore a bitter smile too. All but she doesn't really get it herself. As we felt a sense of connection through this failure, we happily grasped the medals we had wrangled out of them. Okay. If you want a more clear explanation, go watch a video. Go give someone a view on YouTube or something. I'm not going into the Monty Hall problem. I want to avoid getting up MS Paint today, if I can help it. Angie-chan, could you come over here for a second? What is it, Georgia-ni-chan? Georgia-ni-chan and Jessica-ni-chan were calling to me from the window. Aunt Ava was talking with Mom and the others, and since it looked like they'd be a while, I went over to Georgia-ni-chan and Jessica-ni-chan. What? It looks like the quiz tournament is almost over. Yeah, there's only Battler-ni-chan and Beatrice left. I'm starting to get sleepy. It's probably because of that adult drink I swiped from Dad. I felt floaty ever since I drank that. That floaty feeling keeps getting stronger, and I've been feeling sleepy for a while now. I gave a huge yawn. Sleepy? Yeah, if I had a sofa, I'd probably fall asleep. I see. Then I guess it's almost time for this party to end. The party will end if I fall asleep? But I just wanted to take a nap while everyone else kept having fun. Was our puzzle just now a hard one? Yeah, I still don't really get it. And I'm sleepy. It's called posterior probability. That's what we call it when the probability of something changes because we learn or fail to learn some piece of information. Did George Oni-chan call me all the way over here to lecture me on math? For some reason, I feel even sleepier now. So, if we have... He's really gonna go over this. If we have 1 almond and 10 slices of cake, our chances of getting out are 10%. But what if we learn that those 10 pieces were chosen at random from 100 pieces? You'd think that the probability went from 1 in 10 to 1 in 100, right? Absolutely nothing has changed about your slice of cake. Depending on whether you know or don't know a certain fact, the probability of your slice being a winner changes. Doesn't that sound strange? It sounds hard, so I don't want to think about it. Me too. Angie, please just listen until the end. Jessica-chan's voice grew a bit stern. As young as I was, I couldn't understand what all this was supposed to mean to me. Older Angie probably doesn't get this either. There's only one thing I want to tell you, so please don't forget this. What? In the future, various bits of information will affect the slice of cake in your hands. By learning about those, the insides of your slice might change. Sometimes they'll change into things you want, but most likely, almost all the changes will be bad ones. The truth is always right there in your hands, Angie. Don't you think it's stupid to let it change around, just because you hear other people talking? Just because they think the truth should be one thing or another? The truth inside of you has been in your hands since the beginning. The nature of that truth is actually something you decide for yourself. You change it yourself depending on what you hear, and what you refuse to listen to. You probably don't get what we're saying, but you have to understand. Even if you can't understand when you're 6 years old, I'm sure you will once 12 years have passed. With very serious expressions on their faces, they grasped my shoulders as they spoke. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. The truth that lies in your hands is not unchangeable. You'll be interfered with in many ways that'll make it change. So if the truth in your hands is really important to you, you need to protect it yourself. Don't forget it. And we're just gonna forget that happened. This is Oni-chan and Beatrice's puzzles, and then I'm done. Ah, really? Even though there were so many of us, it looks like it's finally over. How was it? Did you enjoy tonight's party? Yeah, it was fun, but I think I'm a bit sleepy. That's no surprise, considering how much we've been running around. I rubbed my eyes. I must have gotten really excited. But whenever I get excited, I'm always tired afterwards. Right now, I'd rather have a sofa to lie on than medals. I've got a special puzzle just for you, but are you sure you want it? If you're sleepy, you can stop now. No, I've come this far, so I'll keep going. Ugh. Oni-chan and Beata laughed at my yawn. Looks like it's time to call a day. Indeed. Angie, let us leave my puzzle for later. It's too difficult to be solved by one with eyes as sleepy as that. No way. I've come this far, and I also want Oni-chan's medal. I'm just so sleepy. Angie drifted over to a chair in the corner of the room and plopped down onto it. Then she closed her eyes and sat there like a doll. It didn't take long before the cute sound of her breathing in her sleep could be heard. When she saw that Angie was finally asleep, Beato spoke softly. Quiet, please, everyone. Angie fell asleep. When she spoke, the peaceful clatter that filled the room fell silent. Everyone looked down into Angie's sleeping face. Each of them wore an affectionate gaze, as if they'd just watched a baby finally drift to sleep. Did Angie-chan have a good time? But of course. The feeling might not be so strong now, but one day, she will surely remember tonight's party and understand how fun it was. You're right. It was fun for us too, getting to play with Angie-chan. By this point, everyone was standing in a wide circle around Angie as she slept. Now that the guest of honor was asleep, this Halloween party had reached its conclusion. So long, my granddaughter. I was so pleased to have this chance to play with you again after 12 years. It matters not if you forget everything about me. Remember me as an arrogant despot. But every now and then, just try to remember how much I adored you. She will remember. Angie-san, you have a long life ahead of you. Even after 12 years, there is still much for you to experience. I pray that you find this life meaningful and worthwhile. You are the final grandchild and daughter of the Yoshimina family. All of us pray for your happiness. Angie-chan, stay well. Happiness isn't something you find, it's something you make. And in fact, memories work the same way. True. There are some things that we only truly understand when we think back on them years later. Make sure you remember my pretty face every now and then. Just having you remember us as the greatest memorial service we could ever have. Oh, come on. It's not like we're dying. We're just going to the inside of the cat box, the other side of the curtain. That's right. It's not even a curtain. It's just like we are now. Angie-chan's there sleeping away. The rest of us are right by her side watching over her. We'll always be with her. All of them still wore warm smiles, but the sound of sniffling came from several places throughout the room. This party wasn't only for the girl who wasn't able to be here this day. It was also for all those people who weren't able to meet her here, who never had the chance to say goodbye. Angie, live life strongly. Our blood flows through your veins. That'll definitely bring you strength. Ebene-san, take care of our daughter. She's not honest with herself, and she'll often be selfish and short-tempered. She might be a pain all the time, but I'll make sure she finds happiness, as long as she wants it herself. Angie-sama, it's okay if you forget my face. Goda didn't even work. Well, no, I mean, she probably met him, actually, like the previous year. But please, at least remember the taste of my cooking. Oh, and I won't ask you to remember old Kuwasawa, but please, at least remember the taste of mackerel juice. Someone said, when'd you feed her that? And everyone laughed wryly. Her face looks so cute sleeping there like that. She looks like an angel, just like her name. She's not an angel, she's a witch. Angie's the final witch, Angie Beatrice. I wonder if the magic will bring her happiness. Will she become a white witch or a black witch? That's for Angie to choose. I've shown her both sides. I'm sure a painful life lies ahead for you. You'll probably believe that you're all alone in this world, but we will always be right there, behind you, cheering you on. Don't forget that. Angie, don't forget. We're with you in the dark. Yourself, your happiness, your fate. These are all things you create for yourself. Only you can choose them. No one else can give you them, and no one else can hide them from you. Don't forget that. I'm sure your message reached her. I hope so. I'm certain the tale of the two of us will help Angie-sama understand. Yeah. Don't you have anything to tell her, George-sama? I've already said all I wanted with that box puzzle. It's really important that she understands the Monty Hall problem. Otherwise she'll have a hard time beating Zero Escape someday. Zero Time Dilemma. Will that puzzle teach her something? Maybe she'll be on a game show someday. I don't know, but I do know that she's wise. I'm sure she'll learn something from it. It's the Monty Hall problem. Monty Python is the TV show, by the way. I don't know the technical words behind explaining it. But essentially, your original box was a 1 in 3 chance. And if you remake the choice after the wrong box is eliminated, it's a 1 in 2 chance. It is kind of weird to think about the fact that if you re-choose the same box at that point, it's not also a 1 in 2 chance, but that's just not how it works, I guess. It's not guaranteed to be in that other box. Keep in mind, your box could be the right box. This isn't a guarantee at all. It's not a promise. But the probability is higher if you switch. Angie-sama, I pray that you're guided along the right path as you move towards the future. One by one, they stepped forward and said words of farewell to Angie. Then, finally, Battler and Beata walked forward. Angie, were you able to remember everyone, at least a little bit? Of course, Angie didn't answer her sleep, but Battler continued. It's true that the Yoshimitas are a strange family. We're super rich, and that's given rise to all sorts of rumors and stories. However, that's all speculation made by people outside the island. No one will blame you for forgetting these kind memories, young as you were. But even so, you must remember. It is not a sin to forget, but to not remember again is a sin. All of us were really happy to have you at this party. Right, everyone? Everyone nodded at Battler's words. Everyone knew about the merciless and lonely life that awaited her. It was no longer possible for them to heal those wounds. If there was one thing they could do, it was get her into Professor Layton. It was to make her remember what a kind, fun family she once had, to remind her that, both today and into the future, they would always care for her and watch over her. When do I get my prize, by the way? It goes without saying that this is an illusion. You cannot come to Rakenjima on October 4th, 1986. This whole party we shared was all a magical illusion, created by the Game Master, Battler. But you remembered, right? You remember the truth, about how kind everyone was, and how much of a blast we all had at the family conferences, right? Angie breathed softly in her sleep. Who knows if those words truly reached her. Aunt Ava, take care of her. Do you really think that I deserve to become her mother? I do. Even though your own sadness was so unbearable, you tried so hard to be a mother for Angie. But in the end, it's okay. Angie, listen carefully. Battler grasped Angie's hand, then took Ava's hand and joined the two hands together. We know that a tragic fate leads to a future where you two hurt each other. It's a sad thing for Angie, and just as sad for Aunt Ava. It would have been cruel to ask you to open your heart to her. Likewise, it would have been cruel to ask Aunt Ava to keep on overcoming her sadness after being rejected. Neither of you is at fault. Even so, we have no right to tell you to forgive her. So we won't. Just try and understand. It doesn't matter how long it takes, how far into the future it happens. Just try and understand Aunt Ava. And every once in a while, remember us. I concur. And every once in a while, remember this merry, cheerful, attractive paragon of a woman, and chant my name in praise 3 times every day. Beatrice, 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 in front of the mirror. And I will appear. The relative smiled bitterly, apparently disagreeing with some of that last bit. Ava softly stroked Angie's cheek and spoke one last time. It's okay if you don't forgive your aunt. But it's true that I don't hate you. At least understand that. Ava wiped her eyes and slowly stood up. Hideyoshi held her shoulder, and Rodolph and Kiria gathered around her too. Genji-san, would you mind carrying Angie to somewhere she can lie down? As you wish. Shall we take her to the guest house? It would be a little too sad to leave her there all alone. You're right. Could you carry her to a sofa in the parlor? That way she'll be able to come back if she wakes up and feels like joining in again. Genji gently lifted Angie up and carried her towards the parlor. Everyone continued to watch over her as she left. Chatted. In the end, how many medals did Angie gather? She got 17 medals. I see. Then place this by your pillow. Yes, as you wish. Genji carried Angie to the parlor and set her down on the sofa. Shen quietly laid a warm blanket on top of her. Kennen placed a message card by her pillow, along with that thing Kinzo had handed them. The message card read as follows. We'll be with you, always. From the whole Ushidamiya family. And there, right by her pillow, was the gift from Kinzo, a Beatrice doll. Angie, mumbling in her sleep, held it tightly against her cheek. I wish we could see it. Let us go. We mustn't wake her. Nei-san? Yeah. She hadn't thought she saw something glittering silver near Angie's eye. The servants left and closed the parlor door. As Angie slept, she was wrapped up in the soft sound of the rain. Surely she was reliving that fun evening once more in her dreams. To get all the dialogue, I think it is the best experience for a first-time player to just cheat the puzzles, which is unfortunate. But it's how it is. You get a lot of info and a lot of closure. After putting Angie to sleep in the parlor, Genji and the others returned. Thanks. Was she sleeping well? Yes, she is sleeping peacefully. The noise from here won't reach the parlor, right? That's right. The door's closed, so I don't think it will reach. Angie, sweet dreams. Well then, that's enough solemn farewells. Let us begin the magnificent festivities we have planned for the after-party. Yeah, if you think about just the different combinations and like laid out on a table, it's a bit more clear. When Beato clapped her hands loudly above her head, a white flash filled the hall and its entire appearance changed in an instant. The hall was transformed into a golden party chamber, with gold butterflies flitting about and gold leaf dancing everywhere. Yes, the true party shall now begin. You said it. Okay, the anti-magic toxin is totally gone. Everyone, come on in. The party after the show is about to start. With a burst of applause and cheering, a tornado of gold butterflies rose up in the center of the room. By the time it passed, the number of faces had grown significantly. Yes, we have 40 people here now. Let the witch of the future find happiness, and let us of the past be rewarded for our efforts, yes? Indeed. Let us enjoy ourselves as well. Come on, haven't we been enjoying ourselves the whole time? In this world, the one who enjoys the most is the true winner. Come, let's have the Seven Sisters over here too. I've seen enough of the Seven Sisters. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory right here. I can't believe the game's finally over. Wow. What do you think you're doing crying at the after party? You little crybaby. Lord Battler, Beatrice-sama, thank you for the invitation. I want to see 6-year-old Angie-sama's sleeping face and have it all to myself. I want to see the food and have it all to myself. Then I want a hot guy to have all to myself. Why are you clinging to Battler when you say that? Stop, thief. Glad to see you, Seven Sisters of Purgatory. Enjoy yourselves. Ah yes, things do get much noisier the moment they enter a room. What's so terrible about that? In fact, it still isn't nearly noisy enough. Summon the rabbits. Summon Lenore. Summon Gap. Who else is there? Another gold cyclone rose up. In its wake, 3 people with bunny ears came into view. Chester Sisters Imperial Guards right here. It's such an honor to be summoned to a gathering such as this. I haven't had nearly enough fun for it to end yet, yeah. There, I agree with you. But fear not, for our game shall continue much longer than this. Don't invite Erica. For eternity inside the cat box. Glad to have you here, Chester Sisters. Lord Battler, allow me to express our deep gratitude for your invitation. In the future, we will endeavor to show even more. Come on, don't be so stiff and formal. Tonight we're all equal. That's right, Nya. Battler gets it, Nya. Stop it, 410. You're getting carried away. We'll get in trouble. Hey there, Riche. Long time no see. Wow, how long's it been since we've had so many of us here? Not since Natsu's trial, right? And you could hardly call that a party. Now those are one of the best scenes. Oh, Zephyr and Fur here too. If you're talking about a party, you'd better not try and leave us out of it. They don't really need to be here. For just a moment, I forgot about them. Dang, just how many of them are there? If they keep coming like this, there'll be more of them than us humans. You can come out now, Sakutaro. Who do you... Best girl. Lord Battler, it was an honor to receive your invitation. Let it be known that it is an honor. Hey, glad you came. It's been a long time. How have you been? Very well, thank you. Fighting with you all is always extremely fun. I've had enough of stamping documents. Commander Doliner, know that your to-do box is piling up as we speak. Please make haste with the approval of our vacation papers. They are exceedingly important. Sounds like living in the Great Court is as boring as ever. Lord Battler, I fear I must bring you some sad news. What is it? The letter held out an envelope. It was one of the invitation cards that Battler had handed out for this night's party. The name on the card was Furuto Erika. We did all we could. But thankfully, she isn't here. The invitation was filled with stamps bearing the unreadable words of various foreign countries. Even without reading them, it was easy to guess that it had returned to sender destination unknown. I see. Thanks for trying so hard. The depths of oblivion are like an empty, endless desert, or perhaps the bottom of the sea. No one besides Lady Brinkestell herself could find your location. I did send invitations to those witches too. We'll have to hope they have the kindness to bring her along. No. Lady Brinkestell is just like a cat. She'll show up whenever she feels like it, but when she isn't in the mood, she'll never come no matter how often you call her. Yeah, that kid's totally like a cat. She'll come to get her food, but she won't let you pat her head. I'm the Delta, so you came. Believe it or not, I'm a busy person, okay? Still, I am Beato's guardian. Wasn't I your guardian too? Well, anyway, I came because it's my responsibility. I happen to be in the neighborhood, so I stopped by. Hey, you, Goda. I brought some presents. Could you just put these wherever for me? Small bombs. For someone who just dropped by because she was in the neighborhood, she brought an awful lot of presents, which included coverly wrapped bottles and food boxes. Brinkestell isn't here yet. You really think she'd come? She's not the kind of kid who just dropped by to say hi at a game she's lost. Probably. After all, she is very proud. I assume to remember her putting us through hell, but she's still one of the players in this game. I thought it'd be good to have her over to celebrate the final night of the final game. You're right. Without that kid, this game might not have reached its conclusion. Enemies and allies are the bare minimum you need for a game. True. Without a foe, there can be no game. At least I can enjoy defeat as just another part of the game. That kid can't. It's too bad, but she's been through a lot. So please, don't blame her too harshly. Actually, I was running to thank her. A lot of crazy stuff happened, but thanks to her, we were able to make it to where we are today. Thanks. I don't know when I'll see her next, but if I'm lucky, I'll get my chance in a few hundred years. I want to know what you said. Oh, that's right. They don't have invitations, but I've got 2 guests with me. Guests? Who? Pretty sure I sent invitations to all the usual suspects. Come on over, you two. I'll introduce you. Now things get kind of complicated. When Lambda snapped her fingers, the empty air exploded and 2 forms appeared. If it isn't Willard. Hey, I see her as short as ever. Wow. Now here's some unfamiliar guests. Who are they? Ow, don't pinch my ass. Shouldn't we be introducing ourselves first? I'm fairly certain that Battler and the others in this world don't know about us. You have the mark of the one-winged eagle on your clothes. Are you an Ushiramiya? My name is Ushiramiya Leon. In my world, we're cousins. I'll introduce Leon. This is the successor to the Ushimura family headship, born only in a world of extremely low probability. In that world, Jessica isn't only an only child. She's Leon's little sister. Now there's a surprise. So there's a world like that. Wait, you couldn't be... Pleased to meet you, Beatrice. I know quite a lot about you. Awkward. Seeing you smiling happy is the greatest joy I can imagine. I'm as glad as anyone else that you've made it to this point. I see. So it's you. I'm glad you're here. Me. Beato realized who and what Leon was. The two of them stared at each other's faces as though looking at their own face in a mirror. Don't mind the different eye color. Beatrice probably just wears contacts. Willard's the name. I'm just a passing stranger who got caught up in a game you know nothing about. He is an inquisitive heiress from the Great Court, like myself. A truly skilled one, though he is now retired. I see. If you're Deliner's friend, you can't be anyone bad. Please, make yourself at home. Just where did these two come from? Byrne brought them in and made them pieces. When she was done with them and about to crush them, I picked them up. I also said leaving them there would leave a bad aftertaste. Is that okay? If by chance Lady Brinkestell does drop by here. On this game board, they're my pieces, okay? And I can't wait to see the look on that kid's face when she bumps into them, like, in a place like this. He did lose his arm, didn't he? You're right. I guess Lem the Delta can just fix that. I don't really get it, but you obviously brought them here for some shady reason. That's all for my gifts. I'll just hang around for the rest. I'm leaving the rest to you, the host. Come, Lord Battler. If you don't announce it, we can't start. The start of tonight's party at the end of this long, long game. Ladies and gentlemen, your silence, please. Our territory lord, Lord Battler, has a message he wishes to convey to you all. Enough of that. It's embarrassing. Come on, it's a wife's responsibility. Ooh, I'm not letting anyone else take it. Battler Beata soaked and handed Battler a glass of champagne. Going to think of it, everyone had a glass in their hands now. Maria, you're kids, so drink some sparkling cider instead. Ooh, I want champagne too. Hey, Maria-chan, why don't we drink some sparkling cider together? Battler, our drinks are getting warm. Agreed. Begin, Battler. No objections, I see. This way, please, Lord Battler. Rhodobe motioned towards the center of the room. When Battler stepped forward, everyone silently awaited his words. There's still plenty left, episode 8, by the way, in case you're concerned. There's still plenty left. We're not even close. Glad you could all make it. This marks the end of my long game with Beato. I've invited everyone who's been part of this game as a piece, a player or a game master. I hope you'll enjoy this unending night to the fullest. Imperishable night. Cheers. Cheers! Everyone raised their glasses to the heavens as they cheered, and afterwards the soft sound of glasses clinking together rang out across the room. Only I was apart from all that fun noise. Maybe that was what did it. Before I realized it, my cheeks were wet with tears. I was lying on the sofa, covered by a blanket. I can just barely remember getting sleepy and falling asleep in a chair. Someone probably carried me here. I can't actually hear them, but I get the feeling that everyone's still in the hall, having a good time. I want to go there too. No, I will go. Over there. It's what I've wanted all along, but I never took the first step. I'll go to where everyone is. My head still feels hazy, so there aren't any complicated thoughts in my mind. But that's okay. It's okay if my head's empty. I'll be together with everyone. I'll go to where they are. That's all that matters. I got up from the sofa and put on my shoes. Let's go. To where everyone is. The parlor door was shut. I tried to open it, but maybe because of my clumsiness, I couldn't get it open. It's a bit creepy, as though the bad dream I just had was still going on. Okay, on my screen. It won't open. Why? It isn't even locked. My mood grew darker and darker. The knob that locks or unlocks the door is on this side. If I twist it, I should be able to lock or unlock it. I turned it. The door won't open. Did I accidentally lock it just now? I turned it. The door won't open. It didn't open the last time, so it should have opened this time. I don't have a clue how I'm supposed to turn it to unlock the door. I kept on alternating between turning the lock and roughly twisting the doorknob. I began to get irritated, wondering whether to lock me away behind such an inconvenient door. Eventually, I ran out of patience and pounded hard on the door, but that noise didn't bring anyone to me. Why am I locked up in a place like this all alone? Everyone else is having a fun party, right there in the hall. Let me out of here. At that moment, a cold wind blew past me. The wind rippled through my hair. Wind? Inside? I turned around to find the window curtain waving about. There was a sound like scraping or crying. Those are very different sounds. At some point, the double window had opened outwards toward the darkness. The icy wind that came through it told me that this window was the only exit from this room. Huh? I suddenly realized that the darkness beyond the open window was glaring at me, and my heart leapt. A cute sound rang out. I finally understood. That sound was a cat's bell. The glaring emerald eyes in the darkness were those of a cat standing in the open window. Its pitch black, luxuriant fur left only the eyes visible, blending in with the darkness easily. Did the Yoshuna family own a cat? It has a bell on it, so it can't be a stray. It's a cat someone owns. Snuck onto the boat. At any rate, the cat was standing by the window and staring straight at me. Who are you? Of course, the cat didn't answer my question. I didn't think it was a cute cat, but I thought it might be trying to tell me something. So I approached it slowly. As I did, the cat did an about-face, turning its back to me. Then it turned its head to look at me, almost as though it was telling me to follow it, and it leapt down into the darkness, leaving the jingle of its bell behind. When I peeked out the window, I saw the cat waiting for me under the pounding rain. I finally realized. This window was the only exit out of this closed room parlor. The cat must have come to tell me that. The longer I kept standing around here, the longer the cat will have to wait in the rain. That's no good. It'll catch cold. I climbed up onto the windowsill and went out the window. The The wind was strong, and the rain was cold, but I didn't get as wet as I thought I would. I might have been in the mansion's shadow. When the cat saw that I was outside, it walked along the wall of the mansion as if guiding me. It quickly disappeared into the blackness, but every now and again, it would turn around and set the bell jingling to let me know it was there. Eventually, a window with a light seeping out came into view. It was the window to the hall. When I peeked inside, I saw everyone having a good time. I couldn't hear their voices, but they were all right there. Open up! Open up! I pounded on the window, but no one heard. Maybe the window was really thick, or maybe it was just noisy inside. Or it might have been so dark outside that I blended in with the darkness. In any event, no matter how much I hit the window, it didn't look as though anyone noticed. At this point, my loneliness was giving way to anger. Why didn't you notice me? Why do you lock me up in that room all alone? I've had enough. I'll get inside somehow and yell at everyone. I'll throw a rock. When the cat realized that I had given up knocking on the window, it led me onwards with another jingle. But just where's this cat going? I know it's following the wall of the mansion, but that's not the way to the front door. The front door might be locked. I'm sure the cat knows the way into the mansion and is leading me there. Away from the light seeping into the hall, sleeping from the hall, and towards the blackness, lit only dimly by the lights in the garden, the cat and I continued to walk. Then I found it. An open window. The cat stood below it and looked between me and the window, as though telling me to go inside. Thanks, kitty. I'd like to give you some milk to thank you. Won't you come with me? When I walked closer to pick the cat up, it slipped away from my hands and flew into the bushes in a nearby flower bed. Then, as though it really had melted away into the darkness inside the bush, all traces of it vanished. No matter how much I strained my ears, I couldn't hear the sound of that bell. Suddenly, the wind changed directions, and the rain started to hit me fiercely. I can't stay in a place like this forever. I'll go inside. What room is this, I wonder? I climbed up onto the windowsill and entered the room. Then the window silently shut and locked itself. Good. That saves me the trouble of doing it myself. The room was completely dark. However, as my eyes got used to the darkness, I was able to make out a few things. It was a large room. There was a long table and many chairs. It was the dining hall. Perhaps because I realized this and relaxed, it quickly became hard for me to make out details. I searched blindly along the wall for the light switch. Then, finally, I felt a familiar shape. Wouldn't it be annoying if I pushed this and the light didn't come on? In fact, it was nearly the opposite, and an annoyingly bright light filled the dining hall and made my eyes hurt. I slowly opened my tightly shut eyes, and then I saw the state the room was in. The dining hall was covered with blood. Here and there were humans lying on the floor. Then I realized that two of the people were my own parents. Should have stayed outside. Hey, are you having a great time, people? Hey, Breath of New Witch. If anyone's not having a good time, we're gonna eat you. Yo, and sing the praises of tonight's banquet. Ah. The hall was alive with a mingling of humans and the magical illusions who lived on this island. At first, everyone stayed with their own groups, too nervous to mingle. However, as time passed, people started to move around and both halves began to chat happily together. But they just never listened, do they? Leadership's important. You need to lead by example if you want anyone to follow you. Maybe some subordinates are like that, but I've never had any success with ordinary methods. Anyway, you're done for if your subordinates don't take you seriously. It's important to scold people loudly, even for small mistakes, every once in a while in front of everyone else, including your daughter. It's important to slap your daughter. In public, in front of child safety workers. You can't do that, it'll just make everyone scared. A leader has to be an example for everyone to follow. I saw Kotaro in this conversation. If you really want to be a leader, everyone listened intently to the Vegeta, the Vegetalion's theory on leadership. This was after several rounds of drinks had gone by, and everyone was unnaturally focused on the conversation. Kirie, why do you get stronger the more jealous you are? Don't make it sound so bad. If I want something, I won't let it slip away. I always put that theory into practice. There's nothing more to it. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Even more food is on the way. Putting another family party like this. And yet, well, I hate to admit it, every movement of his is flawless. Just what sort of hotel did he train at? Too bad Ronave's summon just happens to be totally perfect. But I still have go to more. This one's been cooked just right. The seven sisters had blended into the party perfectly, and they were making things interesting. And yet, mini-grid mysteries are called masterpieces despite being shut down by Van Dyne's 20 rules. It's not like I'm trying to shut down anything. Mystery novels exist for the sake of your own amusement. If you have fun, that's all that matters. Know that even the greatest wizard hunting right has gone quite soft. Whether it's literature or forms of amusement, Generally accepted rules change with the times. It must be the same with mystery novels, yes? Everyone chimed in on Will's theory of mystery novels. There was no shortage of things to talk about. Yes, that is a fitting attitude for a beginner. Or at that rate, you'll never become a key player in your organization. But know that the regulations are always to be enforced. That's something for newbies to do. Don't forget that regulations and rules are pretty much guidelines for the new guys who don't know any better. You said it. You can't really call yourself an adult till you learn how to move outside the rules. You're still a kid if you let the rules hold you back. I can't stand letting other people do the work. I'm a man of greed. I'll do all the jobs myself. That's some spirit you've got there. How much are they paying you for being a sister of purgatory? Come get a job at my husband's business instead. I'll recommend you personally. The humans and the illusions were now very much on casual terms. Let's see if they all get added to the thing too, again. Looks like they do, yeah. So we have very, very full menus, as always. I see. So this is how it's done in the world of witches. Yeah, you've got it, yeah. Where we come from, you pour the tea onto the saucer, press your palms on the table, and slurp it up like a dog, yeah. What the hell are you teaching her? Who does that? A Nazi. What do you think you're doing, getting tricked like that at your age? Get away from her, Satan. How could he be so rude to Natsuhi-san? Huh? Why are you crying, Satan? Was I too hard on you? Chester Fortan-san, please stop giving my pure and trusting mother such crazy ideas. Don't worry, it won't leave a mark. Fortan started yelling about animal abuse, jumping around in circles and holding her butt. I wonder if there's a prince out there for me. I want to have some hot, passionate love. If I fell in love, could I become a beautiful princess too? Get these two away from each other. Of course. Love is a miracle, power, a mineral. It grants you invincible strength. Is that the person who once claimed that love equals lust, I hear? Indeed. It would seem she's getting her fill every night. Shut up, you perverts. The circle surrounding Beata was always a lively one. Yeah, I know how you feel. It's only when we're given orders that we find meaning in our lives. I get nervous when I don't have any orders. Someone order me to do something or I'll die. You can't have that attitude. You've got to find your own meaning for your life. Cut your own path. That's right. Your resolve has to be certain and absolute, okay? Back when I was human, I lived like a daredevil all the time. A bit shaky, Lambda Delta started talking about her theory of life. Apparently, she'd also had her fair share of champagne. What a bizarre scene. Yeah, I guess so. Donor-sama, would you like some more to drink? Something non-alcoholic. After all, I am a kid. Shen-chan will do. Do you have a second? Battler came back into the hall. He was searching for a servant, and the first one his eyes met was Shannon. Of course, Battler-sama. Do you need something? Sorry, but would you mind lending me the key to the parlor? The parlor? I can get you in with a master key, but why? Well, I was just wondering if Angie was asleep, so I went over there. The door was locked. Locked? After we carried Angie-sama to the sofa, we shut the door, but we didn't lock it. Don't tell me that Angie... She must have felt like she was being left out of the fun, and locked the door from the inside in a huff. Silly kid. Shall we unlock it then? Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry about the trouble. Battler and Shannon left the hall together. In the hall, Lambda Delta started suggesting that they all have another quiz tournament together. No. Apparently the Witch of Certainty would be handing out prizes. Everyone seemed enthusiastic about the idea. Smiling contentedly at the ensuing uproar, Battler headed towards the parlor. It really is locked. Shall I open it? She was sleeping, so I didn't knock on the door, but if she locked it, that proves she woke up. Let's try knocking once. Battler knocked on the door and called Angie's name. However, there was no response from the other side. He pressed his ear against the door, listening carefully, but there was no hint of Angie unhappily throwing a cushion at it. She might have fallen asleep again after having her little tantrum. Could you open it for me? As you wish. She then took out her master key and unlocked the door. Then she stepped back to let Battler go through. Angie, I'm coming in. Speaking in a quiet voice, I should say. Speaking in a quiet voice to avoid waking Angie if she was asleep, Battler opened the door. Then, just as the door was opened, a chilly breeze drifted by. The breeze, which felt like outside air, immediately caught the attention of the pair, and they looked at each other. It could be seen at a glance that Angie wasn't in the parlor. The curtains on the wide-open window fluttered about. Angie? Angie? A blanket lay crumpled up on the sofa. It sat there just as Angie had left it after waking up. The blanket was slightly warm. Clearly, she had been here until a short while ago. Angie-sama? Are you there? She obviously wasn't playing hide-and-seek. Angie was nowhere to be seen in the parlor. Belle appeared at the open window into the rainy blackness. So she slipped at the window in this rain and went, Where? Do you think Angie Sama might have gone out the window? That'd make her one hell of a sleepwalker. She couldn't have left from the main entrance, so she probably doesn't have an umbrella. It's very hard to imagine a reason Angie might have for going outside in this weather. I have a bad feeling about this. This shouldn't be happening. I'm the game master of this game board, so why are we in a situation that the game master can't understand? A large bolt of lightning lit up the surrounding area for an instant, but I wasn't able to see any trace of Angie. Okay. I don't know exactly when that scene is going to end, but that's probably a pretty decent place to stop Umineko and switch over to Devil of Decline. Let me just end the recording there.